Weird and Wicked Productions presents The Lost Boys, the Untold Story. Welcome to Santa Carla, murder capital of the world. But tonight, we're not just walking the boardwalk. We're diving into the movie that redefined vampires, rewrote the rules, and electrified the entire horror genre. 1987's The Lost Boys, the movie that changed vampires forever. The story begins with two brothers, Michael and Sam, moving to Santa Carla with their mom, a town where the missing person posters outnumber the tourists and where something hungry lurks beneath the boardwalk. Michael falls in with a biker gang led by the magnetic, mysterious David, played by Kiefer Sutherland. Leather jackets, motorcycles, fangs. This wasn't Dracula's castle anymore. This was MTV-era immortality. But behind the scenes, the story of the Lost Boys is even crazier than the movie itself. The Lost Boys that almost existed. Here's the twist most fans don't know. The Lost Boys was originally written as a children's movie, a vampire Goonies. The Frog Brothers were supposed to be 12-year-old Cub Scouts, David and the gang, preteen troublemakers. Then director Joel Schumacher walked in and said, "No, make them teenagers, make it sexy, make it dangerous." That one decision changed everything. The tone, the cast, the costumes, the soundtrack, the legacy. Alternate casting. Who almost starred? Because the original script was for kids, the early casting ideas were completely different. But once Schumacher aged the characters up, the casting board flipped overnight. Here are the wildest, almost happened choices. Star wasn't even supposed to be a girl. In the original script, Star was a young boy. Schumacher rewrote the character entirely, opening the door for Jamie Gertz. The Frog Brothers were meant to be goofy, nerdy kids. Schumacher told Corey Feldman and Jameson Newlander, play them like little Rambos. And suddenly, the comic book-obsessed vampire hunters were born. David's gang originally had no cool factor. They were rewritten as punk, rock, leather-clad rebels, which is how we got Kiefer Sutherland's iconic look. And here's a fun fact. Kiefer Sutherland didn't know how to ride a motorcycle when he was cast. He learned during production. And the bike he rides in the movie, he kept it. Did you know? The Lost Boys edition. The title comes from Peter Pan. The Lost Boys reference is intentional. Eternal youth, no growing up. Except this time, Peter Pan bites. The saxman wasn't supposed to be iconic. Tim Capello's shirtless, oiled-up saxophone performance was meant to be boardwalk flavor. Instead, it became one of the most legendary moments in horror history. The makeup changed vampire cinema before The Lost Boys. Vampires were pale, gothic, and old school. This movie introduced the rock star vampire glowing eyes, subtle prosthetics, and punk style. It influenced Buffy, Blade, Twilight, and basically every modern vampire design. The boardwalk was real and dangerous. The Santa Cruz Boardwalk had a dark history of real-life serial killers in the 70s. Locals actually called it the murder capital of the world. The movie didn't invent that nickname, it borrowed it. The two Coreys were born here. The Lost Boys was the first film to pair Corey Haim and Corey Feldman. Their chemistry was so strong, it launched a long-running Hollywood partnership. The soundtrack that defined a generation. From Cry Little Sister to People Are Strange, the soundtrack wasn't just background music, it was the heartbeat of the film. Joel Schumacher wanted the movie to feel like a music video at times, and that decision gave The Lost Boys its signature style. Why? The Lost Boys still hits hard today. It reinvented vampires for the modern era. It blended horror, comedy, and style like nothing before it. It created the cool vampire gang trope. It launched the Coreys. It gave us one of the most iconic villains in horror history, David. This wasn't just a movie. It was a cultural reset. In a world of eternal night, One film made immortality look irresistible. From the Frog Brothers to the Fanged Biker Gang, from the boardwalk to the bloodshed, The Lost Boys didn't just redefine vampires, it rewrote the rules of horror. This has been Weird and Wicked Productions, where legends rise, monsters thrive, and the night belongs to us.